No peace but light. That old guy, Australia, Toga. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification button and you'll know when I'm doing a video. I did one yesterday, which was the first one I've done in ages. As I said in that one, I don't do many videos because I want to have something to talk about, not just make content. If I just went and made content and did videos 2 or 3 a day or whatever it might be the case, then I might end up with 20,000, 50,000 followers, who knows. But as it is, I've got a good solid support of 500 and a few thousand on Facebook. So, so there you go. Anyway, this is a precursor to a video I want to do. And it's a really difficult video. You know, right at this moment, the world is at war. And it's being purportedly fought between Hamas or Palestine or Iran, because they're not sure who it is, against Israel, God's chosen people. And I've never seen such a... In fact, I'll start that again. This particular media focus is as big, if not bigger, than the pandemic. This is a huge focus. And the lies that are being perpetrated by the media are coming as thick and fast as hydroxychloroquine disappeared off the shelf. And I'm saddened, deeply, deeply saddened by those who I look upon as brothers and sisters in truth falling for this rubbish. I mean, it's just astonishing, you know. And I have Palestinian friends, Lebanese friends, Muslim friends, Jewish friends, Swedish friends, you know. I have friends all over the place. And I don't discriminate. I just, if I like you, I like you. Humanity is one thing, but dividing people, as the Voice try to do, by race or creed or colour, or even indeed political leanings, is what the governments around the world have tried to do forever and a day, and that's their way of dividing people and keeping them constantly in a state of flux, so they can never get together and be one. The role of the pandemic was to divide people around the world, and they managed that, and now they've brought this war on to divide people again, and they're managing to do that. And all over the internet and, you know, social media pages, people are posting stuff, and it's pretty obvious, no matter how much of a cursory glance I just give them, that they don't know what they're talking about. They have no idea. They really don't. It's when you start posting, you know, Israeli flags and don't know what the Israeli flag means or signifies, or when it came about, or what it was before, or what it means now, or who created it, why they created it, what its meaning is, If you don't know that, all these people posting Palestinian flags because they think that's Hamas, and they don't understand the beginnings of Hamas, who created and funded Hamas, or where they came from. As you can see, I'm getting a little riled up already, and I didn't want to get riled up. I just want to do a bit of a precursory friggin' video. They're just dividing us again and again. And there's really only 2 ways you can look at this. You can look at this from the worldly perspective, or you can look at it from a biblical perspective. And if you look at it from a biblical perspective, which a lot of my friends do, and then I look at their side of it because they're Jewish, and then they've got their own biblical perspective because they don't believe in Christ. So as Ben Shapiro posted the video, I got sent that shit video from Ben Shapiro, who I've listened to many, many times, and understood that he got himself jabbed, and but he spoke against the government, and he's a bit of a shill. But even so, he's a Jewish guy, and so he posted a video with a huge Jewish vitriol, a rant against the Palestinian people and Hamas. And then he started on about these young children. I've got to be careful what I say because I'll get banned. Babies that had been in cots, you know, had their removed. And this was a cursory throwaway line put out by a British journalist who spoke to some IDF, Israeli Defence Force soldiers, and they told her that's what happened. So she reported it on the news. It went bloody viral, and within a couple of days it had been verified as a lie, an absolute utter lie. And people still sending me that shit today. So Ben Shapiro posted these photos. He did his big rant. And he said, "You think it's not true? You think it's not true? Here, have a look at these photos." And the language he used was pretty right. And then, of course, it took no time at all for sharp-eyed cyber hackers to go, well, we'll do a reverse search on this and we'll add that into AI and we'll put it in. Oh, hang on, Everything around that photo is this, and it was a cat in a bloody basket. Like, oh my God. And people still sending me this crap. It didn't happen. None of this stuff happened. Were there atrocities? Of course there are atrocities, but they're nothing compared to the atrocities that Netanyahu is carrying out now against the Palestinians in Gaza, who are locked in a 25-mile by 5-mile strip, innocent women and children. The Human Rights Watch has now verified that Netanyahu, or the IDF, used phosphorus bombs on the bloody inhabitants of Gaza. We're not talking Hamas, we're talking people. People. No matter which side of the fence you sit on, these are frickin' people. Phosphorus bombs, which go against international treaties. You can't use these things when they explode and this shit goes, it burns holes right through you. They've banned these damn things. Human Rights Watch, which isn't Palestinian, by the way, the supporter of Palestine, they've verified that they've been using these bombs. Thousands and thousands of innocent, and they are, women and children of Palestinian descent being absolutely slaughtered, bombed to pieces as a response, a retaliation by Netanyahu. I mean, seriously, think about what happened. So many people. I got in a great debate with a Jewish lady, and we ended up. She took everything I had and sent it off to a person who used to be with the Israeli Special Forces, right? Not some bloody whatever. He was with the Israeli Special Forces. She sent all my information off to him. It came back. He verified it. What I'd said, he verified. And she changed her mind because of exactly what I'd told her. That Hamas is created by the Israelis. Hamas was created by bloody Mossad and financed by Mossad as a friggin' weapon that they wanted used against Iran and the Palestinian people. And that whole strip of Gaza is like a cattle pen. They're herded in there. They're a buffer zone. If you don't even know that, they're a buffer zone between Israel and Iran. A human shield that Israel uses. I'm not condoning anything. I object, and I find any kind of war abhorrent. But what I find even more abhorrent is the evil that's perpetrated to create wars, whether it be the weapons of mass destruction. You've forgotten what happened there with Tony Blair signing England up to go in there and find these weapons of mass destruction because they had to get rid of all these dictators who suddenly wanted to get away from the greenback and go have their own gold currency, Shit. I don't know how you've forgotten this stuff. How have you missed out on all this? Where's your brains gone? Here we are in a situation where the media is showing you this shit over and over and over and over and over, and people are proving again and again it's lies and lies and lies. I got in a conversation with another Jewish person, and they literally said that the answer to solving this problem was to flatten the Gaza Strip, wipe everybody out. And I'm like, you have got to be shitting me. You've got to be shitting me. A few hundred Hamas get let into the country because, let me tell you now, if you don't know the story of how Hamas got into Israel, the most technologically advanced, defended country on the face of this planet, where even a mouse running along the fence sets off friggin' a series of alarms where they've got AI-controlled gun towers that shoot and kill. If you don't understand how they got into the country and there were no Air Force jets over a 25-mile frickin' area, couldn't even get there for 2 hours, how 8 IDF soldiers were rioting in the barracks because they were locked in, they weren't allowed out, they were told to stay there, and they smashed the barracks to the shithouse because they weren't allowed out. If you aren't aware of the pilots who have come out giving testimony to the fact that they were told 2 hours prior to these attacks to stand down. These are on war footing, 24/7, rotating pilots, planes being pulled off and changed and stripped down and rebuilt and serviced, then flying sorties, 24/7. Israel is never off a war footing. Never. It's always on a war footing, 24/7. If you don't understand what happened, how Hamas got into Israel, then you can't comment on anything else. If you don't know the history of Hamas, you can't comment on anything else. You just can't. You're going up there to drive a Mercedes when you couldn't even get in a billy cart. Seriously. Don't try and preach to me your crap. You're absolute rubbish. I hate war. But what I hate more than war are those behind the scenes who pull the strings to create a situation that will bring about their wealth and their glory. That's all they want. You should understand how bricks plays a huge role in this. America is stuffed. They're on a fiat currency. They are printing money left, right and centre with no gold backing. BRICS has a gold currency ready to roll out. When Saudi Arabia joins BRICS, 60% of the world's bloody population is going to belong to them. That is going to destroy America financially. Ukraine is shot. It's gone. It's just a shell. There's nothing left there in Ukraine. Zelensky's all, where's my money? Where's my money? I'm still going to get my $2 billion, right? No, you're not, mate. You were used and spat out like the bad actor that you are. Israel has to do something. They're history. They're allied to the US. The US and Israel are going to go under. They rely on the bloody greenback for all their trade. The greenback for all their trade. The US dollar. They're shot. BRICS is going to destroy them. The US will collapse financially. We know this is coming about. I'm just stunned at how idiotic people can be to just fall straight into this and start changing their bloody, I support Israel, I support Palestine, I support Hamas, I support Mossad. The Mossad is the most evil organisation on the face of the planet. There's not an intelligence agency in this world that is any better, is any worse than Mossad. The FBI look like angels compared to that. CIA look like angels compared to Mossad. If you don't know what Mossad has been doing around the world, think Twin Towers, then you don't know anything. Holy crap. This is a created situation, and it was not created by Hamas. It wasn't created by Iran. You want to know who got them in there? Look no further than the PM Prime Minister. Ask yourself some tough questions like I did with my Jewish friends as to how this all came about, who when they really went and looked at it, and I've got a video of a former Israeli intelligence officer explaining the intricacies of the weaponry system on the Israeli borders. It is in second to none in the world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in the world. Nothing like it. And she was explaining this with another Jewish guy there in that interview. You can see it quite clearly. And they came to the only conclusion that they could come to, that this was an inside job. There's no other way you can explain this because they cannot get into Israel. You just simply can't. It's impossible. They've got backup systems. They've got other sort of systems going on there. They are so fortified, it's ridiculous. And the Iron Dome, suddenly the Iron Dome didn't work. 20,000 bloody AI-controlled air-to-air missiles, or ground-to-air missiles, right? For every one missile that Hamas could send, 5 go at that thing. They can't fire rockets into Israel. Unless it's allowed. You need to understand what the hell is going on here. I don't take sides. Don't ask me to stand with Israel or stand with Palestine. I don't stand with anybody. I stand with bloody truth. And that's all I want is the truth. And I want you to know the truth. And I want you to open your eyes and understand you're being played. If you're a Muslim, you're being played. If you're a Palestinian, you're being played. If you're Israeli, you're being played. If you're Jew, you're being played. If you're a Zionist because you think you're a Zionist, you are being played. The people who are behind this are the most pure evil cabal you've ever seen. They're the ones behind everything on this planet. And don't tell me that Hamas has got this, they've got a big fucking thing that says that every bloody every Jew will be wiped off the face of the planet. Oh yeah, sure. And who wrote that? Who wrote their little bloody statement? Who created them? Who wrote that? Who put that out there? Oh my God, look what they said. We need to destroy these evil people. They're going to wipe out every Israeli, every Jew on the face of the planet. Really? Have a look at the Zionists. Look at their statement. Every goyim, that's somebody who's not a Zionist, every goyim is going to be wiped off the face of the planet. What do you think their bloody agenda is? What do you think their statement says? Why is that different to the friggin' Hamas? 2 opposing ones. The only difference is the Hamas didn't write that. I know who did, but the bloody Zionists wrote that. Don't tell me Zionists only came about in 1898 and then 1946 or whatever, and they were just a group set up to form the state of Israel. Bullshit. The Star of David is Israel's flag. Bullshit. It's not. It only came about with the Zionists. You need to do some research and understand what a pentagram is, 6-sided pentagram. Everything's symbolism, you tell me? Well, really? Then why are you supporting the flag of Israel? Oh, my God. This could go on and on and on. I could spew reams of shit here. But what's the point? You people are being forced to take sides and you're doing it. You're not stopping. You're not looking and going, well, hang on a sec. What the hell is going on here? Is everything I'm seeing? Suddenly, listen to this, you stupid people. For the last 4 years, you haven't watched TV. Suddenly, you can't turn it off. You're glued to it. Going, oh, my God, look at the bombings. Look at this, the atrocities, everything else. Everything is being reported. Time and time again, we're showing you photos that have been doctored. over and over and over, been doctored, AI ones. And you're sending them to me like, oh my God, look at this. And I go, well, here you go, here's the proof. There you go. And then you go, crickets chirping. Oops. It's mental. It's mental. I sent all the information I had and my opinions of what is transpiring over there to a friend of mine who is Jewish, who sent it off to a former Israeli Special Forces soldier. They sent it back to me and they said the same thing, that they agree with what I'd stated, and that definitely this is an atrocity against the Israeli people by Israeli people. This is created to create a scenario for them to go to war. Make no mistake, you're being played. You need to stop, take a breath, sit down. You're being played, right? No atrocity is good. No side in this is good. No war is good. No death is good. One death there does not equate a death over there. There is no good in this. There is only evil. And if you don't, pardon me, understand what's at play, then you need to shut up. Now, if you're a biblical person, then you would understand this was meant to come about. It's prophesied. Israel will be attacked from the countries to the north, which is Russia and China, but certainly Russia. And they all have 2/3 of them wiped out, and it's their own fault. It's their own fault. They've never recognised Christ. If you listen to Ben Shapiro, he said that Jesus was a guy who was a Jewish rebel who got killed for trying to stir up trouble. None of them recognised Christ. That's the problem if you go from a biblical perspective with the Israeli people. That's the biggest problem. And God's making them pay, if you want to go down that road, for their problems. God's going to make them pay. 2/3 of Israel will be wiped out. And that'll be the Zionists. That's their problem. That's what they brought about. They're the ones who are behind all this. They're the ones behind the banking cartels. They're the ones behind everything. Israel is not a state. It is a private-owned state by the Rothschilds. Look it up. Shit. Peace and light, that old guy Australia. Like, share, subscribe. We'll catch you soon.